Welcome to the V&A South Kensington, where we will be in conversation with curators as well as with students of design to be inspired by a few beautiful objects from the South Asia Gallery, all of which have deep roots in India and tell many stories. Just incredible to look at, sort of lost for words, Amy, which is not common. Lovely to have you join us, Amy, along with Revati and Missy, who is in sixth form, studying
Fashion and textiles.
What we have here is a games box. And it's made of rosewood, decorated and outlined and gridded with ivory.
How would they actually put the ivory onto the
So they would
prints?
cut out sockets into the wood and then insert the ivory. So it's a kind of inlay work.
Heard of the Taj Mahal, Missy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the reason I bring up the Taj Mahal is that's an example of one of the world's finest inlay works. Carved out beautiful roses and flora. They've inlaid them with semi-precious jewels. And actually, if you go to the V&A East storehouse, it has some of these columns that were made at the same time as the Taj Mahal and represent the most beautiful inlay.
3 layers of panels that unfold, and each successive unfolding reveals the games underneath.
This games box is from Mysore, which is where my family's from. Grown up visiting the palaces and museums in Mysore that were built by the king who created this games box.
King Krishnaraja Wadiyar III, who was Maharaja of Mysore from 1799. This games box originated in his court.
And do we know if this box was indeed owned by the king?
Highly probable,
Right.
highly probable, because there are games boxes in the palace in Mysore. Stylistically, they're very, very similar.
Whether this is a likeness of the king or not, I don't know. But he certainly looks like he was a member of the royal family. You should imagine them as circular cards. And they're called Mysore Ganjifa, and they're like playing cards of the time. And what was unique to Mysore state was this goddess called Chamundeshwari, and she was considered the kind of main goddess in this area. So he had many cards created that represented her. These games live on in various representations, so it's incredible to see. Are there games you love?
I thought of Monopoly.
Yes, yes.
And going to jail. Landing on the go to jail
That's right,
part.
you land on the go to jail.
So the 1880 museum inventory describes this as a magic box for native games.
Yes.
Because we've got 11 games, very, very ingeniously designed into this neat looking box.
There's a pattern to it. Just these are all even. There's 2, 2, 2. All the figures are kind of even.
Whether it's the soldier or whoever is
Soldiers.
holding the dagger, they're all pointing in the same direction.
It was quite satisfying.
Yeah, exactly. You can carry it, Amy.
There is, yeah, there's a handle that does come out. That would have been to be able to carry the box.
Right.
Also got 2 drawers that have been used to store the
Yep.
pieces, and they're on these 2 sides.
Shall we?
Yes, please.
But before we do that, this
Yes.
is chess.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
chess. But the reason it doesn't look so familiar is because it's
Oh.
4-handed chess. But with 4-way chess, it's anybody's guess.
Impossible.
Just have to have great spatial awareness.
yeah.
We've got this little tab,
Yeah.
and then you turn it clockwise, and that unlocks it. So all 4 of these games are some kind of version of the so-called chasing or hunting games. It's called Bagh Chal. Bagh is word for tiger or lion. And it's the lion's move.
They have tigers because this place, Mysore, at least back in the day, was surrounded by forests, and they had tigers roaming. So that this wouldn't have been kind of a weird animal or too exotic an animal.
Yeah.
Because they were literally not quite in your backyard, but somewhat in your backyard.
So what you have in these games is an unequal distribution of power.
It's the number 4,
Great.
and it's interesting because you have the hunter and the elephant.
What are these? Are they just birds and a cat?
It's a tiger for sure.
Tiger. So you've got 3 tigers against 15 hunters.
Hunters.
Do you recognize this?
Yeah, well, I'm just wondering, is it like for art or?
So this is the game called Mankala. Apparently this game was played in ancient Egypt. I think you've got like game pieces that can be anything, even cowrie shells.
Yes.
The idea is that you move them.
As the game evolves.
Yes.
I see.
Are they separate to the one in the middle?
Yes. So that's one game by itself. And then these are their own games. Yes.
Have you played Snakes and Ladders?
Yeah.
So that's another example of a game that came from India, from South Asia. It sounds like it's quite similar, right? That way if you land on certain boxes, you get to go up, and if you land on others. Apparently in Victorian England, the Snakes and Ladders game was adapted to represent Victorian morality, vices and virtues, and if you were good, then you rose up the ladder. Not quite ancient, but an older version of the Snakes and Ladders, a Snakes and Ladders board, which I think is sitting at the V&A, in fact.
Really, really love
The game really hasn't changed much.
Yeah, and look at all the lovely decorations around it.
Yes.
You must come across incredible stuff like this quite regularly, if not on a daily basis, right? But it's all about inspiring young people so that you come and find your own inspiration, whether it's for what you're studying or what your hobbies are or even what games to play, right? And maybe in 100 years from, or 300 years from now, Monopoly will become this sort of very special game that people will be unboxing.